Hey, what's up? Let me know you can hear me well. Didn't have the patience to wait a little longer to start in 5 minutes and decided to start now. Just thought I'd do something a little spontaneous. I want to do more of these. Let me know you can hear me well, and I will answer any questions you have. So it's a good time to just throw it at me. I do have a couple of plans, things I'm thinking of doing. But in any case, nothing too serious, nothing too special. I'm actually working on this thing right now. I'll just turn this on and you can see. So yeah, I'm working on this painting. I have very little left. It's just going to be a couple of final corrections. And then I have a couple of other works in the making. There's also a mini announcement. I say mini because I'm going to announce it probably on tomorrow's stream. This doesn't replace tomorrow. Tomorrow will be like a more dedicated one that I have to schedule right after this one. We'll probably do a landscape then. Let me push this a bit back so that it doesn't move as much. But in any case, yeah, let me know how it's going. Okay, yeah, so I see for now it seems like people can hear me. Thank you so much, C-Spins. I hope you're doing well. Can hear you great. And good morning from Norfolk. We have Tarcisio. Says, hi, Liron, welcome back. Thank you, John. Hey, hope you're doing well. Sorry I started late, by the way. I was uploading a video, actually, and I didn't want to do the live stream as I upload a video because it really makes it extremely slow, so that's never a good idea. Aaron says, doing some 3D modeling for a client. I'm glad to see you live. Cool. I hope I can provide a soundtrack to that. You can listen to me as you work. Zion Alfred Dizon says, hi there, sir. Hope you're doing well. Zion. Jay Stevens says, yo, I hope you're doing well. Jay Barb White says, hello from Ohio. We have Chris Bushnell. Hope you're feeling well, Chris. How are you doing? Let me know. Was very happy to see your painting on Facebook. Really cool. Got me fired up. Ravine says, hey, it is the first day of my holiday, catching the best stream, so I'm definitely going to paint along. Thank you so much. Tom Dancer, well, hello. Look at this sneaky stream. Yeah, it's an exclusive sneaky stream only for those who are especially I don't know what words to use. On top of it, let's say. John says painting looks great, loose yet realistic at the same time. Thank you so much, John. Jay says painting looks really dope. Thank you. Aaron says, oh, hey, comments on the screen. Yes. So, Aaron, I don't know, maybe you haven't been here the last time, but yeah, I upgraded to StreamYard. So I'm doing a lot of my streams using this software, which allows me for a couple of neat little quick effects like this one. I can also do banners. So if you want to like this stream, it will help it reach more people. But I think we can just start with just a few small touches. I don't need too much here to bring this to finalization. So I'm going to open up the photo. We'll do this real quick. It's not even going to be the main thing for this stream, actually, for being honest. I just wanted to go live just for a little bit, so it's not even the main purpose necessarily, but we can do this along the way. So one thing I want to do is darken this area right here, because it's the screen, the front glass of the car, and I feel like the background shouldn't be as light, so that to indicate that it's actually, we're looking at it through a glass screen. So here we go. It's going to be very small touches. One thing that's going to be like the major, I guess, change is I'm going to get the street dark here. And ask away, again, if you have any questions or anything else, I will take a lot of time to respond. So feel free to. It's just going to be quick, kind of a, don't even want to call this one a demo. It's just going to be me finalizing this one. I thought it would be cool to share with you. Worked really hard on what you're seeing on the screen and very carefully so that I can afford to do these touches here with you live, and I won't lose any of the, I think, of what I achieved so far. Due to lack of focus or anything like that. And besides, it's just a part of my 100 cars challenge. So to be perfectly honest with you, I'm taking it very easy. this challenge is just mainly for my own fun and to produce something cool. So yeah, this is pretty much it for the street. What else do I want to kind of darken or get rid of? I think I want to get rid of some of the highlights that are a little excessive maybe. So for example, here I can darken a lot of the body of the car, so I will do that. And I know I'm not showing you the reference photo, sorry about that. You'll have to wait for the post. I just haven't figured out really how to bring photos into StreamYard. I will figure it out and then I'll share them with you in the future. It's not that important in this case. I'm just kind of improving a few touches here and there. I can print them out, which is what I did the last time. I just didn't manage to do it on time today. So here we go. I will kill off a few highlights just so that they don't take away from this area. So, or maybe, no, that's good, that's good. We'll do, no, I actually like this. So let's darken this a bit, this as well. This isn't as light, so let's get rid of this, let's get rid of that. Everything is fully dry, there's no risk of like moving stuff around or, you know, reawakening the paint. It's very rare that it will reawaken at this stage, as long as you don't scrub it too badly, you know. I do want to bring out some of strength. Where was it? Here, underneath the license plate, like that. And also, oh yeah, I wanted to bring some strength here to this section. There's a pretty strong shadow there that I kind of just neglected. So here we go. This goes over this surface. By the way, I hope everyone's doing well. Let me know. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. Hope everything is going well. The world's a mess, huh? But hopefully everyone here is feeling well. This will go here, just to slightly darken that. And after that, we'll have just a few kind of details to put in, very mild, not too much. There's the door handle, so let's get a few of these shadows in, and I'll then get a few highlights too. I'm going to switch over to my most rigorous brush, the most rigor of them all, just to get a few small details in. Sorry if I'm obstructing the view. Let's see our comments here just to make sure. Yeah, okay, good. Richard, you're not late at all. Don't worry. We're just getting started. It's not going to be a 2-hour stream. It's going to be probably around 1 hour. But yeah, it's just been a spontaneous, fast one. Just to pop in. I hope to do these truly more spontaneously and just do them, and whoever's here will join. But in any case, let me add a bit of that door detail. So it goes right through the middle. And then there's a bit of a waviness there. There's the gas tank thing here. Let's make this a little darker, and let's make it conform more to the perspective here, a little more diagonal. It had to be. Let's get a bit of a shadow here. A few more details there for the glass, what do you call those cleaners thingies? Yes, a bit of details within the head lights. Yeah, numbers on the license plate. The last one is 1. So that's the one. That's the only one that looks like a number here. There's a shadow around this light here, like that. You see, it makes it look like it's dented inwards. It's these small touches at the end that really play a role at this stage, right? And there is a bit of a same thing here, dark. I just chose this purple randomly because I needed a color that can get dark, and I didn't want to run out of my black paint yet. And I was just about to run out of it. So I use this, a bit of a thingy here. Was there anything else I wanted to fix? It actually looks really okay to me. There isn't anything particular I'd like to fix. The color looks really bad in the camera, but it's actually quite purple. Sorry, I know you can see it as well as I do. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. Wouldn't change, I think, anything else. Let's add the highlights. So that's really the last stage. There is one here on the door handle, like that. We have these here to indicate those circles, textures. Bit of them here, I guess. Bit of a lighter spots here in the headlights. I should have written the Suzuki with the white paint, but that's fine. This should be a little darker, but I actually like it, so I'll leave it like that. Just a few highlights here and there, nothing too serious. A bit of highlights on the tires. I can actually see some of the texture showing. But I think overall we're done. I think we're good. Let's get rid of just a teeny tiny bit of highlight. I'll show you where. Just a bit of it right here. And I think we're good to go. So this one is done to me. This painting is dead to me. Maybe darken this a bit. I always say, oh, so this painting is done. Then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll add this. Maybe I'll do that. But yeah, now we're done. Just get rid of this pattern. Darn. So yeah, we're good. We're good. So I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the finishing touches. Of course, I haven't shown you at all the process, but that's fine. Let's turn into solo view. I think it looks pretty good. The colors show a little better here. I'm just gonna hold it next to me and read some of your comments. Henny, how are you doing? Sneaking on, though I should be working. Couldn't miss a spontaneous one. Yeah. Feel free to drop in, drop out. I'm gonna keep this one live as on this channel as always. I know many people work. Tom says, oh, that looks great. Thank you. And he says, could you show us on a separate paper the 3 main painting techniques you use for watercolor cars? I'm trying them lately myself, and there's so many nuances to simply, and oh yeah, I don't know what it doesn't show everything. Oh, okay. Maybe to simplify. So Henny, there's actually not much that goes into it in terms of technique. I can show you a bit. I can even just take a scrap piece of paper and show you. There really isn't too much. The technique is quite simple. So, well, that used to be a piece of paper. Let's get rid of some. There's a bit of a pencil debris on it, but I think it'll still work. So, what I would basically do is, let me switch over to this view again. This view, yeah. So one technique is an even wash, just getting an even wash. So that's obvious, right? You just go like that. You get as even of a wash as you can. I use this kind of a technique to establish the light and shadow. You can actually see this in the truck I painted in some of the stories. Let me see if I can, where can I find this? I do have the truck here, I think. So this one, I started with a wash that just differentiated everything that's light from everything that's dark. That was the main way I started this one. So I'll do like everything like that and paint around the shadow. So for example, if you had the car here, so this is the side shadow of the car. But of course you have to paint around it, around the highlights, sorry. So you'll get a lot of highlights here and there. And then you'll have the front window, a few details on the roof, and then maybe I'll bring out the background. I'll bring out the front of the car using the background, leave a few headlights. You see how I just paint a car kind of out of thin air, right? Tires, like that. Maybe the shadow is at a lower angle, so I don't know, something like this. This is not a shadow. And then the second technique I would use is, and there maybe there's trees in the background, but the second technique I'll use is wet and wet. So to bring out the darker areas. The tires are usually very dark. Should do a video on this one separately, probably, because it's a fun kind of exercise, right? To see if you can paint something out of thin air. A few windows here, probably darker. So I do a lot of wet and wet in these processes, right? Maybe I'll darken, maybe I'll do some wet and wet in the background to add some loose trees or details. Something like that. There will usually be a shadow here, but if it's a large piece, unlike this teeny tiny bit of paper, I'll have to work a section and then do wet and wet, work another section, then do wet and wet. So it's not as easy when it's a big piece of paper because there's just a big wash to take care of, right? But that's the second technique. Now, the third technique would be glazing. Once it dries, I'll start darkening whatever is necessary with a wash above it. So I think that's how I would conclude it on this tiny piece of paper that you can probably barely see. Let me show you here. Right? That's how I would bring out a car, like this one. Just use the kind of the same model Suzuki thing here. There you go. I hope that makes sense. Now, if you have good control of the fundamentals, doing this can be quick and fairly easy. I know it looks like, whoa, it came out of nowhere, but it shouldn't be too hard. I already painted one, so I'm very familiar with the structure of it. I don't know if you'd call it a technique, but you can also, of course, add some opaque paints to bring out the highlight. So, for example, there's this step here that I didn't include here. So once this would be dry, and I know you can't see, so sorry about that, but I will go ahead and add a bit of a highlight there to pronounce that there's a step, right? And then under that would be the headlights. So just another example. But yeah, that would be the main techniques. It's not as much about lifting necessarily. It's not as much about something too complex. Sometimes I'll use a bit of dry brush, but for the most part, it's very straightforward. It's just me painting it the way I see it. I could elaborate a bit on two approaches I use. So one approach will be that what I showed you here, cover everything that's not a highlight. But for this one, I actually started in sections. So I started with, I forgot even where I started, but somewhere here on the left, I think I just filled in different areas with a bit of dark. Oh, I started with the shadows, actually. I started with just putting in the darkest darks. Then I moved on to some mid values. Then I moved on to some highlights. So it's a bit of a different one. You can work section by section, or you can do it more holistically. You can get a better flow if you do it holistically, but when there's a lot of small details, this is actually something I find works better. So that would make sense. Ravine says it looks amazing. Love the edges. Thank you so much. Richard, definitely not late. Don't worry. Pam Tuggle, good morning from Atlanta, Georgia. Kapswin says, are you using Levinson and brushes all the time? A lot of the time. Probably most, like 90 or 85% of the time. Sometimes I'll need a very specific one, so I may use some of my Skodas, but for the most part, it's going to be just Skodas. I currently don't have a Levinson one that's large enough, so I'll use this Leonard one too for like a large mob, but Tracy's supposed to make me one or get me one that's large enough like this mop, and then I'll switch over. The largest one I have is this one, which I like. This one, the large goat hair. It covers a large space, but when I need it a little larger, yes, I'll have to use my Leonard. But yeah, I think you just want to find the best brush for your use, regardless of the brand. That's usually what works best for me. So if I find a brush that works better for a specific use, I'll definitely use that, even if it's not Levinson brushes. I try to just find the one that works best for me. Funny enough, the ones I found were most useful recently were Tracy's brushes. So I'm using like almost only them. Artistic Druin says, that's great. Thank you so much. White pen you are using is a Signo, S-I-G-N-O, Uniball. That's upside down, right? Uniball Signo Broad, it says, yeah. White gel pen is how it's called. If you just even search for white gel pen, you'll find it on Amazon or eBay. Ravin says, do you have any advice for lazy painters? I've been impatient and rushing paintings recently, and it really takes away from their quality. So I find that after being too much in a rush for a while, I feel like I want that slow painting. So here's what I'll say, especially if you're used to painting very fast, do one painting where maybe you can't control how fast you paint because you're so used to it, but paint it in sections and stop like say, okay, I'm going to paint for 10 minutes. And then if all you get is this small section, just finish that and have everything white. Don't even paint it. Or draw it, stop, start painting the next day. So try maybe decreasing the time frame and force yourself to just work on one detail at a time. And even if the technique isn't, even if the painting won't work best in this kind of a technique, try and force yourself to do it. I think you'll find that it helps you. That's what I find very often. I'll work on smaller sections and stop and force myself to either take a break for a few hours or completely till the next day. That helps me to kind of combat that lack of patience. Anna White says, just what I needed right now. Thank you, came late, but we'll watch again as a video. Yeah, I didn't paint everything, so don't worry. You're here on time. Manette, hi, Liron, sorry I'm late. No worries. Ravine says, interesting. Thank you. That sounds great. Thank you so much. So here's the mini announcement. I opened up a Discord. Now, if you don't know what a Discord is, it's like a forum, basically, on an app. So you have a server that's like the forum, and under it you have different, what do you call? I don't even know what you'd call it, like a room or something like that. I'm going to post the link to the Discord if you want to join. It's kind of like if you, okay, so if you have, it's very similar to a Facebook group, I would say. So here it is. If you can, and if you have Discord, you can use it to join. If you don't use Discord, I wouldn't even bother. But if you're already there, which I know many people won't be, but if you're already on Discord, I would appreciate if you join. It's a place I want to be more active. So I can, it's like a chat with tons of rooms, and then you can post your work, post comments on other people's works, like their posts, whatever it is. It's like Facebook, only it's a server that is just on Discord. It's just a software. You can use it on your phone or your computer, but it works really well if you're already there. It's a bit of a hectic experience the first time. I'm still getting used to Discord, but it's just a fun platform. So be sure to use the link and join. We'd be happy to see you there. There's just one member at the moment, which is me. So you can be sure I'll see your posts. So if you want to send me some stuff for review or stuff like that, that would be a perfect time. Thank you so much for being. So I assume you're already on Discord. So thank you so much for joining. Let me see if I can see you on my end. It's the first time I use this invite link, so making sure that it actually worked. And I'll send you a message there over on Discord. I don't know. It's just a fun thing, maybe to consolidate. And where can I add like channels? It's called. Where can I add like info? Let's see here. Create a channel, and then okay. So I don't have a way of doing that. Oh, okay. So I see there are some people here. Cool. So we're 3 people. So I'm gonna do general. So let's do a post in general. Everyone. So I don't know. Thank you, Errol Litton. So I don't know. Oh, nice. Quite a lot of people. So everyone's on Discord. I underestimated the popularity of Discord. I don't know exactly how active I will be there, but I just think the social media platforms could be where I post my art, but then there it could be a better place for discussion. So yeah, so super happy to have you there. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tarot. Thank you, Czyme. Thank you, Errol Litton. Very happy to have you there. And it will grow and kind of change with time. At the moment, I only have, you see there, like there's the watercolor channel, drawing channel, general conversations. Not even sure why the general channel shows who joins. I'm like, okay, whatever. I have no idea. I'm such a noob to Discord. So, but anyways, yeah, happy to see you there. So now let's move on to the next thing. I wanted to show you. So I painted this one for. It's gonna be next week. I think Tuesday's video. I'll show you how I paint this very loose, super duper loose interpretation of a city view from Georgia. Discord is more like, yeah, there's also voice chat there. Yeah, Alessandro. Oh yeah, I didn't read your chat. So hey, welcome aboard. Thank you for being here. Always happy to have you in the streams. Thank you, Irving, for joining. So let's do this. So I painted this very loose and kind of fun. Let me do the whole focus thing. Can never focus. Oh yeah, Discord is huge for gaming. Yeah, that may be where most people, why most people are there. So let's get rid of autofocus. And hopefully I'm just super zoomed in. My camera really isn't meant for super zoomed in things, but in any case, so let's I don't know. I'll leave it like that for now. It's not the main, like the visuals aren't meant to be the main crux of this live stream. But in any case, yeah. So I painted this, but what it reminded me of is a painting you may remember. I actually did this one. Who knows when? I actually have the date here, so let's see. This sketchbook is from, oh, I don't have a date on it. Oh, yeah, I do. Well, it's not a date, it's a year. So this is from 2018. And I just wrote right on the sketchbooks. Let me do it this way. It's just going to be easier. So I usually write the year on these sketchbooks. So this is the Canson Montval, which I like a lot. And painting this scene reminded me of this one that I did again. Almost over, where is it now? I lost it. Almost, so I'll show you the rest too. So almost over a year ago of Jerusalem. It's just a crazy view, you know, and based on aerial photography. And I really like aerial photography. So here you go. Just reminded me of that. This isn't truly aerial, I would say. It's kind of from a high above. I took this photo, by the way, that this one's based on. And this one is just super cool. I don't know. I really like this. What's one of my, to this day, I think it holds up as one of my best. So very happy about that. But let's see what you're saying here. So I'll show you this in more detail in just a second. Tom says Discord's big in gaming and has expanding from there. You may end up needing volunteer mods to look after it. Yeah, I'm expecting that. I will probably do that. I know that modding is a big thing there. I don't remember if I applied like an automatic profanity filter. I think I have. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It will grow with time. I'm definitely just getting started there, but I know it's huge. And it's a fun way of updating, you know, catching up on stuff. So yeah, Discord has voice and text, great place to post watercolor you can work on for feedback and mapping. Yeah, we'll do that. That's exactly my plan. Ravine says, wow, I love Jerusalem. The colors are stunning. Thank you so much. Yeah, let me see if I can give you a better view with this camera. The other one, I think if I just bring it a little up, because now we don't need it as much for like I'm not painting, so we'll just do this real quick. Sorry if I give you any dizziness. But now I can, oops, sorry, that's not good. Now I can hold it up and maybe it will show better. Stop shaking, thank you. But yeah, so I had a really crazy good time painting this one. If you want to see some more works, it's a very interesting sketchbook. I did give a tour of this sketchbook in the past, but why not? We can do that. And I'm actually seeing your messages at the moment, so that's good. Let's get rid of some stuff here. Let's clean it up a bit. By the way, if there's anyone who's into Pokemon, I'm gonna paint a Bidoof. Thought I'd do something a little different. Ravine asks, do you find that your color palette has changed much over the years? Actually, no. I'm really a kind of person that sticks to what works. So if it works, I'll just stick to it. So it didn't change too much. That's lovely, the Jerusalem one. Thank you so much, Tom. So happy you liked it. Yeah, I worked really hard on it, but it was also pretty fun and spontaneous. I remember I painted it in my tiny apartment, tiny one-room apartment. Studio apartment, you call it. Here's another one. This is a very weird color scheme for me. It's phthalo blue, and then was it quinacridone rose? Maybe a bit of pyrrole scarlet, a lot of green, like weird kind of. What happened to your connection? There's no stuttering at all. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Maybe it's StreamYard. I don't know. It works pretty good, so pretty decent. But yeah, this was a crazy Venice scene, I think. Crazy color scheme. Pearl in red. When I did the paint, not painting masters, the paint show. It's been a while. Here is some experimentation I did to paint this one, which is still also one of my favorite paintings to this moment. But I really love this color scheme. So this would be. It's not French ultramarine. It is. Maybe I have the tube here. Let me check. I think I should have some more of it. I just don't remember what color it was and where I put it. I believe it's an SAA paint. So let's see here, and maybe Chris, I believe you sent it over, so I may still have it. It wasn't Cerulean Blue, that's Daniel Smith. I think I just finished it, and now I have no idea where it is. That's manganese. Yes, I have a bunch of paints here, but it's a paint. It could be French ultramarine, but I don't think so. It's more of a. What's right next to French ultramarine? I keep forgetting. But yeah, maybe the person who stole your internet went on vacation. That's definitely a possibility. I hope no one's stealing our connection, connecting pirate like a pirate onto our Wi-Fi. Hopefully that doesn't happen. So this is one of my favorites. Yet again, I don't even remember what the reference photo was. I believe it was from Wet Canvas, the forum, but I could be mistaken. Really like this one. Here's another cool one. A bit of a gloomy and moody. The paper isn't the best, so you get a lot of patchiness in the sky. That's something that happens. So yeah, here. By the way, there's another mini announcement I forgot to mention. I'm going to have a few very interesting painters on the channel for interviews. One is confirmed. Well, actually, two are confirmed. I'll keep it spoiler-free for now, but just people that some of you, I'm sure, really like their paintings, so that's something good to look forward to. I hate how it looks in the webcam. Let's just do the tour this way. It just looks better. So there we go. You just get a better representation of the colors. Sorry about that. Let's see here. And I do want to show you again this one, just so that you can better see what the colors actually look like. It's so funny that this camera looks better here. Thank you, Alessandro. This one again. Let's see here. I have just got Discord. How do I find you? So you can click the link, and I'll post it again. You should hit the link, and then it should allow you to join. Now, I should have maybe like a bot, that anti-spam or like a verification thing. I'll have to check out how to do that. We'll see. Right now it's small enough, so I don't think we'll get too many spammers, but we'll get it to work. Here's another one that I really enjoy. This one I felt like a revolutionary when I did it. Let's move here. I felt really good about this one, this red wall here. Crazy looking, but I actually really like it. You know, I think I know why the colors are skewed on the other camera. It's because I have a light here. Maybe I'll turn it off. It's just annoying. Makes everything yellow. There we go. It's going to be darker, but who cares? I love this page. Lots of experimentation. Very fun. Chris, let me know you were able to join. I don't see you right now, but I probably will later. Tom, I love backlit views like that. Then I'm trying to paint a couple of cats at the moment with backlit fur, which is hard for me. Yeah, definitely. You get a nice glow sometimes around the fur, and then that influences the background. There's actually a lot of nuances to, let's bring back the light. There's actually a lot of nuances to backlit scenes because it can be very misleading. You think you don't see too much in the shadow, where in fact you do see a lot inside the shadow, and then you have to make sure you show it properly. Here's a beautiful scene for Tuscany that I really enjoyed painting. Also was quite a breakthrough if you look especially at this area where it turns from warm to cool. That was something I didn't do enough of back then, and I feel like I really nailed that color temperature aspect of it. Let's see what else is interesting here. Some paint show stuff. I'll show you the Jeep in just a second. It dried. Bit of an avocado experiment that didn't work as well as I planned. A scene I did as a prep for a larger piece, and then I did the larger piece, and then I ended up painting on the other side of the larger piece and selling it. So someone got a bonus, 2-for-1, double-sided paper. This I really enjoyed and painted plein air here in Tel Aviv. Very fun. Kind of a scene. This is actually in my hometown where my parents live. I just took the sketchbook there one time and decided to paint. Just a bunch of fun stuff. Same, also in the hometown, same day, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. This was nice. This maybe you've watched this. I actually did a video showing how I can change the reference completely, the colors. So the scene was much more muted, and I just went crazy with all the red. I believe I changed the red from blue. It was actually blue originally. Made the sand a little more golden. Did quite a lot of changes here to this one. And if you have any more questions, keep them coming. I'll definitely answer. This is a study of Edward Seago. Doesn't work as well on pulp paper. A study received from Kiev, the Ukraine. That was fun. This sketchbook is really nostalgic. I really like it. A study I did of a scene from, of course, Florence. Now, I actually don't remember if this is a study of Gary Tucker, a really good artist here on YouTube, does tutorials, amazing tutorials, or if this was from a picture I took. I believe it's after his work. So just saying, parents' hometown. What else is interesting? Some value practice randomly. This I painted on a trip with friends at a parking lot somewhere up north. Very nice green area. This I painted in a kibbutz. It's the pool of the kibbutz. And let me know, by the way, I'm curious to hear what you're doing at the moment. So if you're at work, let me know. Sneaky. Look at this here, right there. No, not that. I was correct. This color nuance, so interesting. There's this green and brown. It's just so cool. Let's see here. What else is cool? And we got to this one. So yeah, this was really fun. And I actually have a really nice car on the other side of this. I'll show you in a second. John asks, Liron, how would you portray multiple footprints in sand on a beach? I can actually show you maybe. Let's do a quick demo. Footprints. So footprints are going to be dictated, of course, by the light and shadow patterns. So let me show you how I would approach it, like in a way that makes sense. Barb says I'm in my studio painting. Cool, enjoy. So if I do this, and I know now we're a little farther from the camera, so sorry about that. But so let's say that this is, you know what? I don't even need, I can do that in a sketchbook. So let me do it here. So let's say we have the scene of the beach. And let me do this so that the camera is able to focus properly. Just a scribble. Yeah, so if I have that kind of a scene, a footprint, first they'll go in perspective. So let's do this. So that's going to be one leg and then the other. So you'll have one foot here, right? And then another foot behind it, somewhere here. And then another foot here in the distance, I think. And then another one here. Now, it's important to remember, and you can show it from above, so then you'll have these kind of more flat look to them, right? But what's important to show here is that the footprint is dented inwards. It's basically someone pressing against the sand, right? So this is beveled inwards. And that's how you can always cut a shape. So let's say you have a surface like that, like a box or whatever. You can actually cut out any shape you want from it if you just do this, and then you add a parallel line. Now, when you have, I'll do a separate video on that, but when you have a very weird shape like that, there is a bit more to take into consideration. I've shown you actually how to do this, like that, you see? So it will, these edges will show, right? But a footprint is simple. It's just a footprint, and then the bottom showing that this is actually like a dented into the sand. And then the question is where light comes from. If light comes from here, this will be in the shadow. If light comes from here, this will be, the bottom part will be maybe in the shadow. So maybe it'll look more like this, right? I know you can barely see, but I'm just doing it real quick. So I hope that makes sense. So again, if the light's coming from that way, you'll get a shadow here. Now, sometimes it won't be a barefoot person. It'll be a shoe or a sandal, and then you get this pattern that you have to figure out how to, how to show. That's a bit more complex, but I hope that answers the basic question. Let me know if you want me to further show you in a larger piece of paper. It's just the concept behind it. Monica NJ says hello. Barb White says I'm in my studio painting. Katharina Ruth says hello from Sweden. Eric says hello. Anna White says hi from Ontario, Canada. Bonnie Kisses, good morning from Vancouver Island. Just watching you while getting ready for work. Cool. So happy I can entertain. I listen to people while I brush my teeth in the morning, so it's funny. Secrets the Design says hi from France. We have Homemade Recipes says hi. John says thanks. I can send you like a picture of it, maybe so you can better see it. Let me know on Instagram. Hi, I'm from India says Homemade Recipes. Cool. I love France. Yeah, we have representation from a lot of places here. Ambi says, I'm looking for a reference photo for my next project. It is going to be a tortoise, a birthday present for a friend. Cool, that's really fun. Gifts, I always find I work much slower on and much harder and they turn out better. That's why you're learning French. French is tough. Bonjour, hi. That's cool. French is a tough language, that's for sure. So yeah, to anyone who joined, be sure to join the Discord. Here we go. We have a Discord. Congrats. Quite a lot of people here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people in the Discord. Oh, that's amazing. I was expecting like maybe 1 or 2 to join from here. But yeah, very happy. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to share. I can show you some of the things I worked on. I did some anatomy, did some invention. That was really tough. Did some manga studies. I did a lot of like, let's see if there's anything interesting here. I'll show you from yesterday's session. Just thought I'd show you a bit of what I've been working on. So as I'm trying to translate my anatomy knowledge to something that's actually manga style, let's see if that paper will show well here. So hopefully you can see, or maybe we'll just do this again. I'm not sure which one will show better, so we'll just try one and see. So as you can see, I'm doing some volumes and anatomy, but I'm also trying to do more manga style. Now this is from 24th, so that's yesterday, I think. Yeah, so this is yesterday's session. You see tons of circles. That's how I warm up, tons of lines, getting ready to paint. I told you that's what I do. Same thing as I recommend you do. Yes, the concept is really helpful. Thank you, John. I tried to paint multiple footprints, but couldn't get it right. Yeah, so if you need more guidance, send me what you did. Maybe I can kind of help you correct it. To email would be best. Wink, wink. Email is easier to see. Marjorie says, upstate New York here. This was a surprise on a Wednesday. Hello, all. We'll be here till off to neurologists. Love this. Thank you so much for being here, Marjorie. And I will keep this live stream up on YouTube, and I will do another one tomorrow. So don't worry, in case anyone missed this one. It's not a replacement for Thursdays, but I do think, what time is it? We've been going for. How long have we, where can I see how long we've been going for? Oh yeah, here I can see 43 minutes. Cool. So we'll wrap it up in like 15 minutes, I think. And then I moved on to these. So the thing with this is I train myself to find the line that is perpendicular to the ellipse. So I draw an ellipse in space, and it's funny, I can actually show you here. Let's say you have a so I actually drew a circle, and it's an ellipse if you look at it three-dimensionally, and then I just try to find that line that is perpendicular to the ellipse, to the plane of the ellipse, right? So, and that's not an easy thing always to find. So this is what I did here. Was it this way? Yeah. Trying to find the perpendiculars to the ellipse. Either draw the perpendicular line and then base the ellipse off of it, or vice versa. Both are important. Then I did a few boxes here that you can see. I think I really improved my skill with boxes. Then I started introducing some ovals, cutting the side sections of them, figuring out what they look like in different angles. You know, this is something I'll do every session. I do the same advice that I recommend you do. Then I started with some light exercises. So did some heads, a rib cage, the bean by Proco, and then some faces. And then I started working on construction, getting the three-dimensionality of the body, which is always a tough thing to do. So yeah. Let's see here. Homemade recipe says, I'm a beginner. Please make a video on tips on painting for beginners. Which are the best painting colors? These are, so I feel like these are topics that already have very good videos on YouTube, but maybe I'll do my own take on it in the future. It's usually the videos that perform the best, so I should do one probably. Thank you, John. Did this one. Yeah, okay, good. Yay, the Proco bean, of course. Always got to have the Proco bean. But the thing I'm most proud of is this one, the construction here in particular. Look at the knee. This one, I feel like I was really able to get the right angle, which is not as easy. Let's see what else we got here. Got all sorts of. Yeah, this was a really nice one. So I did a few pose studies. But then I went with either a different color or pencil and pen, and then I added on top of that the clothes or the final pose. So it's just a good way to keep things a little cleaner, but still quite messy, as you can see. And then I did some more gestures. I showed this one on the story. Try to give it a lot of depth so that it actually feels like for example, this leg is getting closer to us. Not perfect, but it's pretty decent, I think. This I actually filmed for TikTok, so it's kind of half-ass. And then today's session, same thing, tons of ovals. It's really important. It's really an important part of the process. And thank you so much to anyone who's here. If you can drop a like, I see 40 people. That's really cool. It helps more people find the stream. So thank you so much for being here. I will show the people who missed the Jeep I did earlier in just a second. So again, tons of ovals, stuff like that. Very important, the most important thing. After that, you can start tackling some, more complex shapes, some gestures. This was really fun to do. Just getting the motion in, so that these take maybe 30 seconds to a minute for one. So you can really tell the gesture immediately. That's the main part here. Like you can tell that's a violin, hopefully. And let's see. I don't want to ruin the sketchbook as I fold through it. This is one of my favorite pages. I know the spiral is a little annoying. This is one of my favorite pages because what I did here, actually, I'll show you. I think it's in the previous one. No. So I did a construction. I did a drawing from the back, just a woman standing, and then I tried to invent what it would look like from a higher angle here. So you see, you're looking at it more from above. That's a really good exercise. And then I imagined what it would look like from the side. And after you do a lot of these, you start to be able to do this. This is just something I based on half a photo have invented. But this is like a real challenge. You put it in perspective. That's really tough. Some more gestures. Some more gestures here. This was a fun one for sure, the bottom one. And I think this is it, right? Yeah, this is pretty much it. So these were really fun, today's session. Trying to do these every day. And this is why I have seen pretty serious growth recently in these anatomy studies. Just every day. That's the only way. Cynthia is in the house. Good morning from Medicine. Oops, dropping stuff. My table is super messy. Homemade Recipe says, I want to draw anime characters, but whenever I try to make it, I'm not able to. Yeah, because I had trouble with it too. So when I started really diving deeper in it, I found it learning the accurate anatomy helps, and also the most important thing is perspective. So I have quite a lot of videos on perspective, so you want to check them out. Perspective, drawing heads with perspective, drawing cubes, boxes, using boxes to draw the head. This is the only way to improve in this, I find. If you don't have a good basis of perspective, it's really hard to improve. For shorting on City Man is really good. I'm impressed by your focus on personal artistic growth, inspiring, and wish I had self-motivation or a teacher as such 60 years ago. Yeah, I just reached a point where I felt like I have to. Sometimes you're exposed to the thing you don't know, And before you didn't know you don't know it, life was good. But then once you understand that there's something specific that you don't know and will really help you, it's just, I sometimes feel like I have to force myself to focus on that, and it does take a lot of time away from watercolor. So here, homemade recipes. I want you to watch this video. It's not necessarily, again, the easiest, but I think it will help. So this is a good one to kind of check out. That's the thing I want you to work on. And then once you feel more, or maybe this is the one that includes drawing heads, right? So let me make sure, confirm that. Or maybe I have a different one. Yeah, I have the stream. So let me get that. I want you to check that out in case you missed it, which most of the subscribers missed, of course. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. So I want you to watch this one too. I think you'll find it very useful. Yeah, that's also useful if you just search the YouTube channel. But these two are a good place to start, I think. But yeah, so Marjorie, that's as soon as I figured that I have so much to learn in terms of perspective, the human anatomy, and things that will help me construct any other thing, not just people, I really had to go all in on that. It takes away from the watercolor, but it's kind of a tangent I have to go through. And then hopefully in a couple of months, I can do the same for watercolor. And then I'll start figuring out the nuances for other things that I currently don't. Because I know I have a lot of room to grow in terms of watercolor skills. I wanted to show you, anyone who missed it, this is the card from, here we go, that I finished on the stream. I did not paint this entirely in the stream at all. We just did a small section of it. So here you go. Very pleased with it. I don't know if I could have gotten the same result if I painted everything live, because then I have to focus more on it. It's not as easy. I really needed that focus. But yeah, usually I think, and I also did a quick demo of the technique. So you see, just usually get an even wash, do some wet and wet, and then glaze. That's how I do these. Sometimes I'll work in sections, so I'll work on this section, then that section, then this section, and sometimes I'll try and merge a lot of shapes together. But I guess, yeah, I think that's a good place to stop. I actually have a lot more work to do that I will get back to. Now, if you join now, be sure to again join the Discord. It's going to be fun. We'll slowly build it up. I already see quite a lot of people join, so thank you so much for that. I will push it tomorrow too, so that we'll have many more people join, and we can do this kind of like an art forum. It can be fun because Facebook. I think it's the most similar to a Facebook group, but I like that it's not on a social media network. I like that it's something more like a WhatsApp group. It just feels more personal. It's not going to be private. It's going to be public. Of course, it is public, but you can send this link to anyone and they can join. But at least it's something more, I guess it's easier to discuss. We can give each other feedback. Maybe I'll open a channel just for feedback requests or stuff like that. Again, I hope to be active there. I just don't know how much, but I'll do my best because I want that place for a faster communication, simpler communication, where with posts, social media, it's a little bit harder to engage. But yeah. Only the recipe says, like the video. Thank you so much. Watch it a few times and slowly and try and do what I'm doing and repeat a lot. You see, every drawing session, I do the same thing. Boxes and cylinders and all of that. Bunny says, I'm the opposite. I do heavy study and practice in portrait study and graphite, but watercolor has distracted me. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So here's the thing. My big thing is I'm trying not to judge myself too harshly on that, because there is a lot of reason to judge myself on that and say, okay, I'm not improving my skills actively, so the YouTube tutorials may be of lesser quality, the painting demos I do, and I did that very accurate and realistic portrait that, and I also did another one that I don't think I showed you. Let me see if I can get it. So I have a lot of reason to kind of feel bad for it, but I try to, if you have the energy, why not roll with it? Use it to build momentum in the thing you want to improve, I didn't find any point in resisting it, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go all in on that, practice it every day, and once I feel confident and comfortable, I'll move on to the next thing. I don't remember if I showed you this one. Maybe just on the Instagram stories, but this is another one very happy I worked on. Let me show you like this here. Maybe you'll see it better. So there we go. This one is also going to be for an upcoming course on realism, BTS Army. So this is going to be for an upcoming course on realism in watercolor. Hopefully that will that'll serve us well. It'll be a good one, I hope. Very excited. Worked as hard on it as I worked on this portrait. This is the portrait I mentioned. So I will occasionally paint something that's a lot more detailed and I was a lot more devoted to making, but for the most part, I know I'm not currently actively growing, trying not to judge myself too badly for it. Go with the flow, because I have that energy. Why not use it, actually improve in the thing that excites me? And if watercolor excites you, Bunny, that's the best. Go for it, you know? So in any case, thank you so much to anyone who joined in this spontaneous stream. I'm going to go back to work. Got a lot of things to do. More of these to come. I set it as a goal without even notice or scheduling. I just go live once in a while. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. And join the Discord. Send some works and we'll check them out. So thank you so much. We'll talk to you again real soon.